Welcome back again to Apache Kafka series. In the previous video, we have looked into Kafka broker and Kafka cluster, and also we have connected a console producer client and console consumer client, and we have produced a message, and we have seen that that message is being delivered to Kafka broker, and the consumer also got the message. So in this video, we are going to continue with the producer client. So what is producer client? Because even though Kafka provide a default console client that you can use to produce or consume messages, the optimal way to produce and consume with Kafka is to use the Kafka APIs. You can write your own clients using any of your preferred programming languages to produce and consume messages. In this section, we are going to write a code. But before writing the code, we will first look into producer client itself. How does the producer client work? So in the diagram I have shown now on the screen, you can see like at the beginning or at the top level, we have a producer record. Using this producer record, you create your message and then put it in the producer record, or you create a message. The producer record is the like a package with the message and the information of where to deliver the message. So you can think of it like an envelope. So in this producer record, we have a topic, which topic this message is going to. And then we also have the partition, specifically in that topic, which partition this message should go to. This is an optional property or parameter. We also have a key, the key of that message. We have talked about how Kafka behave in a situation where you provide a key to a message. For example, Kafka will get the hash of that key and make sure that all messages with the same key are being sent to same partition. So here you also provide a key. The key also is optional. Then you provide also your message, the message that you want to be delivered to Kafka. So at first level, immediately the send button, the send method is invoked. The first level, this will send the producer record to the serializer. Kafka comes with a lot of serializers, like the string serializer, the byte array serializer, and the integer serializer that work out of the box. But Kafka also allows you to write a custom serializer. So when this producer record is being sent to a serializer, the serializer will serialize the information or the record to either JSON schema or to what kind of schema that you have configured. Then from there, it will be sent to a partitioner. The purpose of partitioner here is to identify which topic or which partition specifically is this message going to. If you provide a key, the partitioner will generate a hash from that key and identify like, okay, this is the partition that the message will be delivered to or will be sent to. But if you didn't provide any key to the message, then the partitioner will use like a different kind of algorithm, like normally round robin, to identify or to know, okay, this message should be sent to this partition. So after the partitioner have found out which partition in which topic and in which broker this message should be sent to, then it will put the message into a batch. Normally, Kafka actually send messages in batch, like all the messages that will be sent to partition 0 will be put in batch, and these messages will be delivered to Kafka. If the message has been received successfully, then Kafka will return a response to the client that sent the message. So in this response, we can see that here it checks if the message has an error or it's got an error. Then if the error is retriable error, then the message or the producer will retry sending the message again. So after retry sending the message, maybe the message can be can be successfully sent. For example, if the error is like a network problem or network error, connection error. So, but if it's successful, then success metadata will be returned to the client that, okay, the message has been delivered successfully. But if there is any problem sending the error, sending the message, then also if the message is got an exception or an error while retrying, or when it reaches Kafka, there is a problem, then that same information or exception error will be sent back to the client, informing the client that the message is a failure. So this is like how this message is being sent. So in the diagram, the previous diagram I showed there, we have a serializer, but this serializer serializes both the key that you are sending, if you provide a key, and then the value of the message that you are sending. And this, if you check through the Apache package, that you can see a lot of different serializers, and you can choose any one that fit your interest or your need. Then we also have like a Kafka messaging strategies. Actually, like when you send a message to Kafka, or when you are trying to send a message, you have a different options of selecting the way you want that message to be sent. For example, we have synchronous message strategy. When the send method is called, the method will call like the send, and then it will wait for the result. So here method wait for the future result, because actually it returns a future result. So when you call the send method, you also call the get method to wait for that result. You can also use like fire and forget, like you just send and say, I don't care, whatever the result is, whether the message is delivered or not, you are not interested in the message, then you can just call a send method and leave it there. You also have asynchronous message delivery. The asynchronous message delivery format is like you still call the send method, but in this kind of way, you also provide a callback. This callback will be used to inform you that the message was either success or a failure. So these are the kind of strategies that Kafka has. And also, when sending messages from the producers, you also have properties that you can configure. There is an acknowledgement property. This property, for example, control how many brokers should replicate the partition message before considered success. So when you send a message, then broker will, for example, if X acknowledgement is 0, then the producer won't wait for any response. So producer is saying that I'm not interested on the response. But if like the acknowledgement is 1 or the X is 1, then it will only wait for partition leader to receive the message. So immediately the leader receives the message, the leader will say, I received the message, and that's all. But if the X is all, then it waits for all in sync replicas to receive the message. If you have like 3 in sync replicas, then all these replicas must receive the message before the message will be considered as success from the producer part. Next, we are now going to look into how to write a simple producer using Spring Boot and Apache Kafka Spring Boot library. Using this, we are going to write a client that will send a message to, or will produce a message to Kafka broker, and then we'll see that message being received by the consumer. So I hope this will also benefit someone out there until we then meet again on writing the code.